Leadership Circle Award ever given in Medfield. And this is a big honor for us. This award goes to only about 4 cultural councils in the state each year, and Jean has gotten this one. And it's a big deal. Joining us tonight we're represented by Denise Garlick's Chief of Staff, Amanda Bernardo. Representative Sean Dooley is on his way. From the Mass Cultural Council, we have our program officers, Charlotte Cutter and Jennifer Atwood, and Medfield Selectman Richard DeSorger, and I think Mark Fisher is on his way. Also, we have from the Town Planning Office, Sarah Raposa. Anybody else here from Town Hall? Okay. And then we have the Medfield Cultural Council. We have Liz Daly, Susan Parker, William Pope, Claire Shaw, me, and Laura Scotty is going to be our new member incoming. She's going to be our treasurer. Thank God. So I've been involved in most of. I've come in contact with Jean Mineo through the Cultural Council. I've known her since, say, 2010, when she first organized the Portals exhibit at the Vine Lake Cemetery. It was the first art going into the cemetery, and really the first public art in Medfield, I think, ever. And if you remember that was quite a tour. We had walking tours and things. Then 2 years later, she did the Yiddish poems on the telephone poles by Hannah Verlin. My Thoughts Are Free. It was very interpretive. A lot of people didn't understand it, but it was unique. And so all these public art things are really her work. Right now, ongoing is Catherine Evans Thistle, which is opening on May 16th at the State Hospital, and that's getting more attention. But it's all to think differently about our environment. Also, since the Cultural Council, she's been very involved in the Cultural District, the Cultural Alliance, the State Hospital, and the Straw Hat Park. Without her, none of those things would really be happening. I just want to list the, and also last year she had led the effort to get the town to match our grant. So this made this a very good year for us, and for me as chair. I just want to list the things we supported this year. It was to the Medfield Cultural District, the pianos in the park, over in the gazebo and over at Straw Hat Park, Zulu Galleries, townwide mailing, which is very important, Medfield High School's Moxie Strings Clinic and Concert, Medfield Music Association Jazz Night Performing Artist and Clinician. The Vine Lake Preservation Trust is making a database of the old section, and we supported that. The Jerry Bergonzi Quartet played last weekend at the Lions Spring fundraiser, which raised at least $5,300 for some 3 families in town, including the Corrigan family that lost their father. And left over from last year's budget, we just had this past weekend, the Operator musical by David Kendrick at the Unitarian Church. Still upcoming is the Thistle in public places at the State Hospital. Don Bush's Medfield Author Community Outreach, which is likely to take place in September. Sometime the Mass Audubon Stony Brook has a paper-making demonstration where art and science meet. I don't know if it happened or it's happening, and the gazebo players this summer of Shakespeare in the Park. So those are the things we supported this year, due to having the 2 budgets, really, the state budget and the town budget. So with that, I'm going to present our program officer, Jennifer Atwood, to present this award.
Wow, I feel extra short. Thank you. Can you hear me? I will talk into the microphone. Thank you, Ron, for having me here, and thank you to the Medfield Cultural Council for doing all the amazing work that you do. Just to kind of give you some context, they're all volunteers, and they take their own personal time to make these award decisions. And I was just having this conversation with another person in the room today. There's 329 cultural councils, so we work all over the state, and they they are a large variety of different structures and what we see in different communities. And Medfield really stands out as a community that has invested more in terms of wanting to showcase the arts and culture in this community. And the Cultural Council really has stepped up their game in terms of wanting to make that investment and have their voice heard and show all the great things that are happening in Medfield and how they make this community a more vibrant and important place to live. So all of that really kind of came out in this past year due to the work that Jean did to really have the town also put their investment forward to match the state's investment. So I really just wanted to say that first because I've really, having worked with Jean and with the Cultural Council the past couple of years, it's been a pleasure to see that happening in this community, and I'm really honored to be able to be here and present this award. Also, I just want to have to give you the mission statement. The Massachusetts Cultural Council is a state agency that promotes arts, humanities, and interpretive science. And the local Cultural Council program is a part of that. It's the second largest grant program, re-granting program in the state. And what we do is we re-grant to the local cultural councils. There's 329 that represent all 351 across the Commonwealth, all manned by volunteers. There's 2,000 volunteers, and they distribute these grants that end up being about 5,700 grants this past year. And that's actually the amount and number of both increased by 8% because the legislature put forward an increase in our budget last year. And we're hoping that that'll continue to happen because we're actually half of where we were back in the early 2000s, if you can think of how much we've been cut back over time. So this is really the slow increase to see the funding for the overall state, which you can see directly get passed down to every council will get an increase when our budget increases. So we're really hoping this next round, which you're all going to be a part of course, because the Senate budget's coming out next week. And the House proposed $12 million, and we're hoping to match that number at the Senate and hopefully continue to have our budget not be cut this year. So look out for our emails next year. But really, I just want to thank Jean and thank the Cultural Council and really call to attention the leadership in the state. Representative Garlick has been really supportive of the Cultural Council. I know Representative Dooley also has been supportive and also has helped make our budget where it is this year. And Senator Tumulty is the person you are going to contact next week to tell him how important this funding is to your community. So keep that in mind. And also, of course, because of this, the town, the municipal funding that the council has received this year, I also want to thank the town selectmen and the town administrator. I know at least a few of you are here tonight. Richard is here. Thank you so much, and hopefully I get a chance to talk. So can I see the award? Maybe have the selectmen come up and the representative from Denise Garlick office as well come up, and we can all have a great picture presenting this award to Jean. Yeah, thank you. So, Jean, congratulations and thank you so much. Thank you.
From the House of Representatives for Jean. Representative Garland has been working with Jean for a few years now. We brought together all of her 3 towns cultural councils, and Jean was instrumental in kind of understanding what these grants do and how they impact the community. So it says, the House of Representatives be hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offer its sincerest congratulations to Jean Mineo in recognition of the Massachusetts Cultural Council Leadership Circle Award. This is a testament to your commitment to bringing art into public spaces in Medfield and your support for the Medfield Cultural Council. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope that for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. And it's signed by the Speaker of the House and Representative Denise Soromik.
Let me just thank Jean on behalf of the town, on the town level. Thank Jean in particular and all the cultural council in general for all the work that you guys do. The more you speak up, they say sometimes it's the squeaky wheel that gets the oil, and the more you can speak up and push for art in Medfield, because before Jean, before this art council, it was very different. And this beautiful building we're in right now, the efforts of Bill Pope and so many others, and we continue to see. And believe me, people realize the art is out there. Last weekend, I had more calls on one subject than I've had on any other topic as a selectman, and that was people saying they're cutting all the trees down up at the hospital. What is going on? And I said, no, it's the Thistle project that's up there. So people are noticing the work that's up there. So just on behalf of the town, Jean, thank you very much for all your efforts. You add vitality to the town. And on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, we want to present to Jean Mineo the 2015 recipient of the Massachusetts Cultural Council Leadership Circle Award in recognition of her work on the Medfield Cultural District, the traffic signal boxes, the Straw Hat Park, the Thistle Project, and many, many other cultural initiatives. We hereby affix the seal of the town of Medfield this 7th day of May 2015. Richard DeSaga, Chairman, Mark Fisher, and Pete Peterson, Board of Selectmen. Congratulations.
Can I go? Can I get it over? Thank you, Jennifer. Those shorties in the room. Gosh. Wow. Thank you, everybody. It's really a thrill to just be here with all of you tonight. It's almost like a wedding where you see people from all different phases of your life in one place. I'm grateful to the Mass Cultural Council for the Leadership Circle Award. It's really an honor to work with such a dedicated group of people. Anytime you call, they'll pick up the phone. They're always there to help. They've got incredible resources. And they come on Saturday afternoons to help you run your meetings. I mean, what other state agency has employees that do that? So you are an inspiration to all of us, and thank you for that. I'm also thankful for all of you who are here in the audience and your support of the activities in town, because quite honestly, we can't do any of the things we do without an audience. So thank you for attending events, for donating, for serving on boards, for volunteering your time. And I wanted to thank my family, my husband Lou, who's put up with me for 25 years. My son Lou, my mom who's here too. And really all of the families who sacrifice so that we can work on improving our community and our volunteer efforts. So thank you for that. Most of all, I want to thank the Medfield Cultural Council and accept this award on behalf of all of you who were instrumental in our important work in 2014 and who walked this journey with me. We talked about how we were successful in getting the town to match the state funds. The amount that Medfield typically gets is about $4,300. So we were only able to fund about 25% of the requests that we were getting. So by doubling that budget, the council will be able to go both broader and deeper in its grant making. And I want to thank the town leadership for unanimously supporting that initiative. In hindsight, it's really just amazing to think that it passed unanimously and without question, that everybody on the Cultural Council prepared like crazy for that meeting and that vote. And It certainly takes a team to get there. My colleagues on the Cultural Council were the best. I wanted to acknowledge Bill Pope and thank him for opening the Zillow Gallery for us for this reception.
My pleasure.
Over there in the corner, you are a huge asset and anchor in this town. Yes, thank
you. Nice to have you all here.
You've heard about a lot of the terrific programs that the council's been able to fund this past year. I also want to put in a plug for the Cultural Alliance of Medfield, which is a new developing organization that's an umbrella to support, promote, and nurture our cultural initiatives in town. We've launched a monthly e-newsletter about different events. The first one went out about a week or two ago and included 15 events in Medfield that are happening just in the month of May, and the response was overwhelming, mostly with, like, who knew, right? Well, we do. We want to share that with you. So if you're interested in getting that information, sign up on medfieldculture.org. And Diane Borelli, is she still here? There she is, who created that beautiful newsletter for us. Thank you, Diane, for all of your work. And I just want to close with a few thoughts about the nature of art as a truly democratic endeavor where a stay-at-home mom, a CEO, and an Eagle Scout can all work on projects together and find that they have more in common than anybody ever suspected, and that's really important. The arts are a place where we can learn from each other, and it reminds us that we're all on this journey through life together, and when we connect with each other, we become a tribe. So all you have to do is follow your curiosity, experiment a little, and dream a lot. And I'm humbled and grateful that you're all in my tribe. And I thank you for this award. Thank you.
Okay, last year Jean had a quote from Yeats, so I looked up a quote. So I have a quote. And so much, it's Andy Warhol quote. So much of what we do through organizing these things is done on Facebook and social media and email. So we have this quote. Okay. Human beings are born in solitary, but everywhere they are in chains, daisy chains of interactivity. Social actions are makeshift forms, often courageous, sometimes ridiculous, always strange. And in a way, every social interaction is a negotiation, a compromise between his, her, or their wish and yours. Okay, that's it.
Production support provided by Medfield.tv. Access to our community.